Welcome back, everyone. My name's Crane Bramp, you're all brainiacs, and today on Indie Gaming Lunch, we're revisiting Crying Suns by developer Alt-Shift. It's a tactical roguelite where you're a cloned admiral investigating the fall of an ancient empire. The game is story and lore rich and has a recent, free, and massive update called Last Orders with 2 new factions. So grab a case of space beer and some beef jerky blessed by Oberon himself, and let's roll down the space lanes with our enemies hot in pursuit. Crying Suns is a real-time strategy game, and there is a lot to absorb up front, so let's dive right in. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Let's just go on and get that out of the way, but either way, I appreciate you hanging out today. Welcome in. So, Crying Suns is a roguelike where you pick a ship and a crew, and you proceed through a FTL/Slay the Spires type branching path through star systems, each one ending in a sector boss. I'll play through a quick run on lunch today, and it'll give you an opportunity to see if this is something that you'd like to check out. Link in the description, as always, to the Steam page. So, to begin with, you need to select your faction, which also chooses your ship, your special ability, your starting weapon, as well as your loadout of fighting ships such as frigates and drones. Now, you can see that we have this base ship, the Excelsior. I've unlocked the Chaos class, and we still have a number of factions to unlock, including the new ones. Now, for simplicity, I'm just going to grab the beginning ship, and we go on and proceed to the officer select screen. Now, you can take 2 officers for you to begin with, and you can find/buy more during the run. Normal officers in this section have 2 skills out of a possible 9, and a special ability so that you can assign them to a ship system. We'll cover all that later. There are also special officers. You unlock these through play, and they must grow in a clone tank over several runs to be ready. Canceling your current run marks them as dead also, and they must regrow because it counts as a loss. Their difference is that they have 1 or more additional skills along with some various special abilities. Luckily, I have Takeshi down here available for this run, so let's throw him up and take a look at everything. Now, picking your officers is really about picking your skills. You go on planet expeditions, more on these later, and during these, the skills that you have determine your success on the mission. Thus, having no skill repeats in your choices is really the best thing, as is having a large selection. Now, looking over these, it looks like Takeshi and Lewis are going to be our choices. That gives us skills on all 3 lines, and then we're only actually missing a handful. All right, time to get busy. Starting the game, we're at finally the last screen of explanation, then we can get into the actual game. So this is your star system map, and you begin at the far left and you move to the far right where the sector boss is. On the way, you have various star systems with various encounters inside of them. Now, down in the left-hand corner, we got Caliban. That's a robot companion that serves as a semi-narrator and lore repository. It's called an Omni. This is you next over to the right, standing there with your hand behind your back, looking all officer-like. And over to the right are your current officers. Now, to begin with, you can see the details of what's in a system other than a vague idea. 1 jump out from where you're at. This can be upgraded. We'll cover that later. The system can have a mix of nothing or any of the following. A point of interest, which is just like something interesting. A ground signal. These are the ground expeditions that I talked about earlier. It's on a planet. It has success based on your officer skills. You can find officers, weapons, scrap to upgrade your ship, and more. If you see a trading beacon, there are various shops there. An Omni Forge is where you can spend fuel to upgrade your fighting ships. And finally, there's an anomaly, which is a 50-50 good-bad encounter that's just completely random unless you have a skill from an officer that might let you get through that. Finally, in the upper right, we have our consumer. Over to the left, you have an incoming alert. This is how far behind your enemies are. Now, they're 2 moves behind, and you can do lateral moves that don't progress you forward on some splits. So it is possible to burn a turn and sometimes step laterally and grab more stuff. Now, if they catch up to you, it's a fight every single step that you take with a battleship all the way until the end of the sector. So unless it's really close to the end of the sector and you've got a good ship, it's probably not a really tenable strategy. All right, so the first thing we need to do is decide our path to the sector boss. We can't see the details more than one jump deep. We can at least generally what is in each system just by tracing the path out. So now that we've spent our meager amount of scrap and upgraded our fuel efficiency, now that you see that we have this extra chance over here, this was our original bar and we do not have a chance to fail now. So let's go on and see what we get. There's 1 and there's our extra. We get 2 as opposed to a possibility of none. All right, so let's take a look at our local system map, which is where our planets are. We have 3 planets. We have 1 that has nothing on it that's got an anomaly. That is not worth going to for me. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. This early game, it's not. We do want to go to the planetary defense turret wreckage. This is, we have a church ship. Remember, like I said, you do have a chance of an encounter. Church are hostile. Greetings, Admiral. For only a small donation to the church, I won't blow you up with my far superior battleship. All things considered, I think you'll find this a most generous offer. Well, so we have a couple of things going on here. First of all, we could make a donation to the church and just avoid this entirely. That requires 12 scrap. We don't have it. We could just say, mess on it and not do anything that gives us the 50-50. Or in this instance, we have an officer. Every encounter or anomaly has one of the skills randomly or more that if your officers have one of them between them, then you can use it to get out of it, talk your way out of it, possibly make it into a positive one. So someone has this skill, the espionage or the speech skill. So we're going to ask our specialist officer. That would be our Lieutenant Takashi. Right away, Admiral. Greetings, believer. Who are you? Me, just a lowly believer counting my days until I can enter the Garden of Light and Metal. I have sent a transmission to offer my humble advice. Which is what? Don't accept our scrap. Well, and why not? Well, the scrap of the ship, full as that ship is of non-believing Imperial vermin, is tainted. Yeah, I suppose it would be. I hadn't thought of that. And tainted as is, I don't believe it should be mingling on your ship with the more virtuous scrap of the church. Yeah. Actually, I do see your point. Tell you what, you keep your filthy scrap. Consider this a one-time holy favor. Thank you, you're most gracious. I know. Alright, so we're out of that, into the transmission. Come on, let's get out of here before this church ship changes its mind. Alright, so we're going to prepare our mission. You got to have a minimum of 3 commandos. You really want to send 10. If you don't have 10, you're probably going to have an issue. Especially if it's a bad one. Alright, so this is your quest screen. There's a bunch of stuff going on over here. So there may be an artifact. If we get it, we might get a battleship weapon. There's no major threats detected. You get these later on. We get 1 retreat chance. We'll talk about that when we get it. And then we have to choose an officer to lead the expedition. Based on what skills they have, you get a pretty simple graphic that's either red, yellow, or green. There's officer survival. Will the officer be injured or killed during the trip or have a chance of it? How many resources will we extract and how many commandos will we lose? And there are dials next to these. So this one, the officers are going to return safely. We're going to get most of the resources, but we're going to lose at least 3 officers, and that's what? Another 5 possible. That's a lot. But we need resources, so we're going to do that early on. Plus, you guys want to see an expedition, right? So the expedition is made up of these little basically mini encounters that you roll. Here you go. Avoided the danger, resource cache, got some fuel. Oh, demo, that hurt. I mean, we lost one guy. We got one guy injured. So what we can do if we wanted to retreat, so we can leave the loot or leave the commandos at this point. There's no really reason to retreat right now. We'll just go on and continue. We missed the danger again. Some more scrap. Oh, there we go. Dark matter cannon Mark 1. We can either keep it or sell it. No resources. A little bit more. Fight. All of that danger stuff was just horrible. So we lost 4. 3 are injured. No, we lost 5. If they're injured and you take them back, they're fine. They get like auto healed. All right, so we lost 5 mercenaries. It's a good time to talk about mercenaries. So that'll put us down to 7. You can buy mercenaries at shops, sometimes at sector entrances. They're like 10 scrap each. So we actually made out because we got fuel and 69 scrap. Nice. But we're down to 7 mercenaries, which is not really that great. All right, so looking back at our system map, we already know that we don't have anything here more that we want to do. So we're going to take a look at our star map really quick. I think what we're going to do, we're going to do that lateral move that we were talking about, but we're going to make our jump to Celsius first. Incoming transmission. Visit our little station. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Well, that was strange. Oh, send commandos to the station 4. We're not in the... nope. No. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. Pushing on, are you? Ah, that's too bad. Yeah. I'm just... Oh, by the way, I forgot to assign our officers, talking about all that stuff. So he's versatile. So he doesn't actually have a special ability that you put him in one of the systems. His special ability is that he gets a skill count of +1. All right, so deals 2 DPS. That is a weapon system, so we will go on and stick him in the weapon system. We don't have anybody for these yet. All right, go on and scavenge our neon in. Get 1, but that's better than nothing. Take a look at our local system map. So the abandoned auto factory does not have an anomaly at it. We still might get an encounter. Let's see what we get. For the 5th time, we don't want to buy any of your Omni books. He hung up on us, sir. Yeah, well, we didn't want to talk to you anyway, so let's go on and prepare the mission. We got 7 commandos. This is really not how I like to send them down there. Let's see if we get any really good stuff. I'm greedy, though. I'm greedy. We're taking it. This may make it a bad run, but I'm greedy. So the abandoned auto factory. Nice. 70 scrap. We don't need to lose anybody, or if we do... Actually, we could retreat now. So if I retreat... Yeah, let's go on and retreat now. You know what? That's fine. 106 scrap. That leaves us our guys. I think that was a really good upgrade. All right, star map. We're going to get out of here. We're taking the lateral down to Bauersfenlio. I guess that's how you say it. See what the sector has to hold for us. We have an anomaly. Straight 50-50. An escape pod among us. Civilian debris. I'm glad to see you. Long story short, my vessel was destroyed by a scrapper battleship. Managed to escape in the pod, but I'm afraid the rest of the crew weren't so fortunate. I'll hunt those scrappers down at the last thing I do in these Omni-forsaken sectors. We're sorry for your loss. We too have run into scrappers on our journey. It's kind of you to say. No, you don't know me, but any chance you're looking to add another crew member? I could help you, and you could help me get my sweet revenge. Oh, that's tempting. Oh, that's a straight 50-50. All right, we're gonna welcome him. We're feeling boogie today. Oh, how bad is it gonna be? What do you want me to do? Give her more flowers or something? Thank you, Captain. How bad is it gonna be? But I think you'll be pleased with our new, including my favorite, the pain threshold test. It's a good positive outcome. Daniel Gekas. Nice. So, Battlefield Autocrafter, he goes in with our fighter. So, if fully charged, spawns one crafted drone, same mark, that's level, with 20 health points on any non-crafted squadron death. So basically, if we're in the middle of a battle and something dies, it basically gets replaced with a slightly damaged unit. We haven't got our first battle yet. We'll talk about that when we get there. 2 neon end fuel, that'll work. Let's see, ejected cryopod and an army depot. I would kind of rather, the army depot is going to have mercenaries. I almost want to go to the cryopod first, but I want to have more. We've got a distress transmission from an escape pod. Another. Well, I'm on a high velocity collision with this ship eater. What the hell is the ship eater? You received my transmission. Yes, we're going to try to help you, but I have to ask, what do you mean by ship eater? The power gravitational singularity not too far from here. Ship eater is how it's known informally, because it swallowed many ships. I was assisting a group of Omnis studying it. I think they were interested in harvesting its energy. Anyway, when they collapsed, I nearly went crazy living on my own for so long, but somehow managed to survive at our research station until my food ran out. That's when I jumped in this escape pod with the old engine. It's here about a day when the engine failed me, and well, you know the rest. You know what? What can we do? Short, get me off this pod. Do we have a skilled pilot? I believe, sir. Sir, if we could enhance our short-range tractor beam, it could be enough to pull the pod away from the singularity and towards our ship. Well, thank you, Lieutenant Bigelow. It'll require using some scrap, and even then, there's no guarantee it'll work. So we don't have a pilot. You know what? We got a little bit of extra scrap. I'm feeling lucky today. Boost the beam, Bigelow. Let's see if we can't pull this pod towards us. Of course, sir. I'll let you know when it's ready. 50-50 the dice. The beam's boosted and ready for activation. Honestly, I'm not sure that beam has the chops to pull me in. Guess you don't have a good pilot, do you? Nah. Fire when ready, buddy. I'll give you that, but it wasn't strong enough. Yep. Soon I will pass the point of no return. Farewell. Buddy, we tried. 22 scrap down the drain. Oh, well. You know what? We were having a good day anyway. Let's visit the shop. We got tales to tell. All right. So the first thing I want to do. So let's talk about weapons really quick. Now, weapons can either attack the battleship or the squadrons that they send out. I know we haven't been in a battle yet. I prefer stuff that attacks the hull. That matters because we have a dark cannon. Notice it says no effects on battleship hull down in the lower right hand corner. So we're going to sell that. We also have, these are our squadrons. We have fighters, frigates, drones. There are other stuff. These counter each other. Fighters do damage versus drones. You can see it over on the right. Frigates do damage versus fighters, and drones do damage versus frigates. This is a patched or a damaged. It has to be repaired. I'm going to sell it. It'll actually cost more to repair that than it's worth. These are our officers if we wanted to sell them. And then here's everything that we can purchase. We can purchase squadrons, or we can purchase weapons. All 3 of these weapons do no effects on the battleship hull. We have a drone Mark 1 flash, which teleports. A fighter Mark 2 ghost, which is invisible for the first attack. I think we're going to take that. We're going to take 2 commandos. We're doing good on fuel. I'm going to save that 78 scrap for an upgrade when we figure out what we want. All right, so off to the ejected cryopod and another anomaly. Church battleship. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it did take us a while, but I thought we'd get us a nice little battle here. I don't think blowing you up will help enter the garden, but I don't think it'll hurt either. All right. So everything's played out on a hex grid. You have your opponent in the upper right, you in the bottom left. You enter the battle in tactical pause, so no reason to fumble around. There are usually these structures on the map. They can be various things. Asteroids are pretty common. Everything on it will have like a special ability. So the asteroid field absorbs all damage dealt and prevents all negative effect applied to this cell and its occupants until destroyed. So you can hide in it and attack out. We also have an anti-squadron defense battery. Fires on enemy squadrons within 4 cells for 3 DPS. Capturable. So it takes 15 seconds. We need to get something over there and park it really quick. In fact, we might want to put something over here in this asteroid field. All right, so this is him. He has this officer. He has battleship shielding, absorb 1 shield every 15 seconds. He has someone in his squadrons that's boosting their thruster speed, and he's putting out a frigate, which does massive damage bonus versus fighters. He has an engine disruptor, moving speed, and ability. So he's all about speed. And he also has a hull breaker. So he has 2 weapons. And then finally, you have a core system, which is like your clan special ability. So allied battleship weapons start with no direct damage. Start the fight loaded at 50%. When attacking an enemy unit affected by a negative effect, increased by 30%. Allied unit DPS, and so on. And then ours over here is improved squadrons repair time while in the hangar by 50%. From 60 to 30. So, and then finally, you have your wheel of, shall we say, fighting, showing you that fighters do damage versus drones, drones do damage versus frigates, and frigates do damage versus fighters. So, we need something that'll do damage versus frigates. We have drones. We're going to come over here and use right-click to clear out these squadrons. These are our bays. We're going to load 1 of them with our drone, and then since he does damage versus fighters, we will load this with our frigate. We'll put our frigate's going to appear there, our drones are going to appear here, and we're going to go on and unpause. Everything you notice, these are moving, these little bars. These are your spawn bars. As soon as it spawns, we're going to pause. I'm going to select the drones and put them right there. I'm going to put the frigates and go on and put him over to attack. Well, no, we want this battery, so he's going right there. All right, so we've engaged with the frigates. We're doing extra bonus damage, so we should be able to take them out fairly quick. As soon as they're dead, we're going to select the drones and put them on the hull. We've got 9 more seconds to our weapon. We're 5 seconds away from taking this. He is 3 seconds out from deploying one of his squadrons. Our weapon is ready. We'll hit his hull. In addition, it did damage to his squadron bay, which means he can't get his squadron, any more squadrons out. His hull's almost down. He is out of there, even though he's sitting there banging on our drones trying to kill us. So most of the time you get scrap out of battles like these, and it kind of bites that I didn't get any. But in this instance, we actually got a new squadron. So Cruiser Mark 1 prototype. We can either use that or we can sell it later. All right, let's go on and prepare our mission and take a look and see what we got and see if it's worth sending our 9 commandos down for. Oh man, we are just getting beat up. So 1 dead and a possible 5. An ejected cryopod. Find this artifact to recruit an officer. And that's most of the resources. All right, man. I'm a loot greedy dude, and we're just gonna have to see what happens. Oh, that hurt. Danger avoided. Good. Got some scrap. Danger avoided. Engineering didn't work out. Got us some scrap. We have not seen the artifact yet, so we're gonna have to continue. There it is, the ejected cryopod. We got us another officer, Shaka Gomez. I'm just absolutely shocked. Got us some more scrap, some neon in. That was worth the 3 officers that we lost. We're down to 6, but look at that run. 95 scrap, 3 neon in, and Shaka Gomez. So let's take a look at Shaka really quick. So ability, operations, and tactics. She also goes in there. Allied squadrons will receive cumulative bonuses from allied adjacent units of a different type. And what's hers? Tell you what, let's take her out and put her in. That damage, that bonus right there, yeah, I think will do us better. So we're going to take that. All right. So let's do our star maps. We're done. Let's get out of here. So Zeta Furus, I mean, there's only one way we can go. They're right behind us. We can't do any more lateral jumps at all unless we want to fight every single step all the way to the sector boss. That's not what I want to do today. All right, picking a pre-shutdown ad on this beacon. These are little lore bits. Some people enslave the Omnis while some worship them as gods. Automated Church of the Singularity. When it's all said and done, who do you think will enter the garden? Ooh, brother. That's what I ask you. All right, scavenge that neon in. Just one, man. Hurt my heart. Let's see. We're just going to go to the abandoned auto factory. I'm not interested in the anomaly. We still might get a encounter or something there. Telos shipping crate. You do notice that the little things match. You know what? We'll investigate. Sometimes these turn out to be good. Again, these are 50-50. So... Sir, the door's been blasted away from the crate, and there are Omnis, functional Omnis coming out of it. Did the captain just say what I think she said? Sorry, false alarm. Is just the way they were floating out of the crate. It looked like they were, well, you know. Bring the Omnis back to the hangar, Captain. Right away, sir. By the way, this is very lore-rich. I'm skipping a large amount of the lore here. And I do apologize for that, but if I tried to fill you in on everything, the episode's going to be long enough. So, all right. Plus, you know, the lore is actually pretty cool. I don't want to spoil it for you. Finally, we get an officer, a green, all the way across the board. So we only have a chance to lose 1 mercenary. I'll take that. I'll take that. I was wondering if I was even going to attempt this one because we only had 6. But if we get a 3 green lighter, well, I mean, you can always roll bad. Nice. Nice. We'll continue. Danger avoided. Here we go. Abandoned auto factory. There we go. 74 scrap. Nice. Nice. So we are definitely building up the scrap. I was kind of worried about it at first. That's 202 scrap. We have 439 scrap. So let's take a look just really quick with that much scrap what we want to do. I definitely want to go on and get the last level's fuel scavenging efficiency. And while we've got the money, because it's the most expensive upgrade, I'm going to grab the additional squadron dock. Because 300 scrap. That's a lot of scrap. I'm just telling you. All right, so we got nothing else that we want to do here. Let's go on and make our jump to Jujak. Now, just by chance, Jujak also has an Omniforge. Now, what an Omniforge is you're able to upgrade your squadrons at the cost of neon and fuel. So it's trade-off. So we have an incoming transmission. Please, Admiral, you have to help us. These monsters have us locked away in here. Ooh, what monsters? Scrappers. They kidnapped us and brought us here. I think to make their little scrapper babies. Oh, man. Run along, little Imperial. Nothing going on here but wholesome family fun. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a baby maker station. We ain't got but 5 people left. Sorry, ladies. I don't know, man. Unfortunately, there's just nothing we can do for them. So that was terrible. So let's scavenge it out to Neon Inn. Take a look at our local system map. We'll go on and make the jump to the Omni Forge. That leaves us with 8 fuel. I don't want to get any lower than, say, 4. Oh, we have another encounter. Don't tag us the first damn job. Here, take this scrap. Just leave me alone. Wow, almost feel bad for the pirate. Almost. Hey, nice little positive encounter. So, let's go on and visit the Omni Forge. So I tell you what. So to go from 1 to 2 is 1. To go from 2 to 3 is 2. To go from 3 to 4, so on and so forth. Drones are used quite a bit during the first. Let's upgrade this fighter and upgrade that frigate. And that leaves us with 4 fuel. That's less than I would like to have, but at the same time, I think that's a good decision moving forward. And the sector boss. New Cardinal, sir. Forgive me, but I cannot allow Rubicon-loving scum such as yourself to pass through this holiest of sectors. The battle is imminent. All right, so sector bosses, we're going to run against our first enemies that have 2 hull bars, just like us. When the first hull bar is destroyed, there is an explosion, and anything adjacent to these docks gets blown back several, like 2 or 3 spaces, stunned and damaged, possibly destroyed if you don't have enough health. So the battle requires a little bit more. So we got squadrons. He's going to put out his frigate. And we're going to put out... We don't want to put out any fighters. Or I could put out my ghost. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to put our ghost here, our frigate here, and our drone here. Unpause. Let them spawn, and the idea is to engage the frigates immediately. Send the fighters to the squadrons to try to disable stuff, and then the frigates to work on the hull. The drones are quicker. Yeah, there we go. That lets the fighters get by. That's dead. He needs to start working on the hull too. Building up this is also heat. Let me pause this for a second. So critical heat, when the system starts taking damage, it'll start taking heat. And when max heat is reached, squadron docks will be locked for 4 seconds. Squadron DPS and speed are 30% until it's repaired. And a locked squadron cannot receive orders or be deployed or undeployed. So yeah, we stopped him from basically issuing reinforcements. There's our first bar. It damages and knocks everybody back. I'm gonna go on and send the fighters to work on that. That to go there. We're gonna put the drones there. All right, they're gonna engage the frigates. Let's go on and put the drones back on the frigate. Our weapons ready. I completely forgot about it. Let's go on and hit the hull. And there we go. There we go. 452 scrap. And our sector boss is down. Nice little first chapter run, man. Nice little first chapter run. So this is the start of chapter 2. When you get to a new chapter, you get on to basically what is a sector station. There's a shop there. You're free to visit it. You can do repairs. You can heal your officers and so on and so forth. So guys, thanks for joining me for Indie Gaming Lunch. If you like this, then check the link in the description. It's down there. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. So that's the end of chapter 1 and this episode. Thank you guys for stopping by, and a special shout out to my Patreons and YouTube members who make these episodes possible. Peace out. See you in the next episode. You guys have a good one.